Before the first movie of The Lion King was released, there were lots of concepts and characters that got scrapped from the final story. We have already seen some examples in the video of the deleted version of The Lion King, but we have not spoken much about the deleted characters specifically. But there's something unique about one of them that will actually surprise you, to the point that you will start questioning the whole plot of the second movie. You remember who is Copa, right? In case you don't know, he's the firstborn of Simba and Nala according to The Lion King 6 New Adventures. But unfortunately, he's not an official character. Well, actually, there's a lion who could replace Copa's role very easily, with the difference that this is an official character. Today, we are going to see some theories about this mysterious lion, his place in the family tree and timeline, and his overall canon story. This is Chaka, the secret son of Simba and Nala. So, who is Chaka? Chaka is a lion who was ultimately scrapped from Disney and was present in an old script of The Lion King 2 Simba's Pride. Unfortunately though, as the character was never fully developed, and as far as we know, he doesn't possess a canon story. However, there are a lot of fanfictions about him, but under the name of Tanabe, his fan character. So, Chaka and Tanabe are basically the same, Chaka being the official scrap, while Tanabe, his fan-made version. According to most, Chaka is a male lion. He is Simba and Nala's son and heir of the throne. Exactly! At first, Kiara wasn't supposed to officially be Simba's firstborn, and neither was Copa. This actually makes Chaka more canon than Copa, if we consider that he was made directly by a producer of the Lion King movie. However, a detail that many fans missed is that the name Chaka is not his only one. As I already said, this lion is also known as Tanabe, but this name was made popular thanks to a famous fanfiction about him. However, according to the Lion King encyclopedia, his real name should be Chaka, which means Heir. There is no existent concept art of him, or at least Disney still hasn't released it. So the way that many people and artists represent him is by associating him with Fluffy's appearance, the cub at the ending of the first movie. In case you didn't know, Fluffy was a temporary name assigned to Simba and Nala's cub, the one that you see at the ending of the Lion King 1. Although he was still a prototype and didn't even have a gender because the directors had not yet developed the story of the Lion King 2. A proof of that is the difference between the cub at the ending of the first movie and the one at the starting of the second. Because of this, many people tend to associate him with Copa or Chaka, and there are lots of theories about him. However, that's a topic for another video, but right now I'm going to show you his place in the family tree, because there are some things about him that I still haven't mentioned, and that I know that will surprise you. As I previously said, Chaka or Tanabe should have been in the place of Kiara, making him Simba's firstborn. But as we know, a good king needs a good queen, right? If Kiara's mate is Kovu, who was supposed to be Chaka's future mate then? And this is when a new lioness comes in. This lioness is Timira. She was going to be the female cub who would be betrothed to Chaka. Unfortunately, since Chaka was no longer a character in the movie, she got written out as well. The good side of this is that there are lots of fanfictions about the two promised lions, and if you want, I could tell you their story in a next video. But there's still a question. Is Chaka Kiara's brother, right? Or better said, was Kiara alive during Chaka's life? This is when theories come into play. As it's not clear if Kiara was or wasn't considered during Chaka's production, we have to rely on theories to try to give it an answer. I will now show you a couple, some of which are more canon than others, but I'll make sure to specify that. Let's start by the most canon one. Number 1. Kiara still didn't exist. This is the most canon theory, and is that Kiara just still hadn't been created. In fact, according to the Lion King Encyclopedia, Kiara is the final result of Chaka. When the producers decided to make her into a female cub, she was initially called Shani. And this is what she looked like. Number 2. Chaka is fluffy. I already mentioned it some minutes ago, but I think it's worth it pointing it out again, maybe with a bit more of detail. According to many people, Chaka would be Fluffy, the prototype cub, son of Simba and Nala. Despite this statement isn't wrong, it isn't correct either. Yes, Chaka was an evolution of Fluffy as a character, but also was Kiara. I would prefer to keep Fluffy as a separate lion and just take him for what he is, a prototype. However, I think it's cool that artists often associate Fluffy with Chaka in appearance, as it would be the only existent original concept that we have of him at the moment. Number 3. Kiara was Chaka's little sister. This theory is widely accepted by Chaka's fans, and it says that Kiara and him were siblings, Chaka being the older brother, but in this case we'll have to call Kiara with her first concept name, Shani, because we want to give a sense to the timeline and maybe even place them in another universe to keep everything in order. However, other people prefer to place him as Kiara's little brother, but I feel like it's just a weird and forced way to try to include him inside the story. But if you like fanfiction, I'm sure you're going to love the next theory. Number 4. Chaka, Copa and Kiara are siblings. This is probably my favorite theory, because it tries to include every character inside the storyline. However, this theory falls into pure fanfiction, and here is where Chaka changed his name to Tanabe, his fan character. Chaka, Copa and Kiara would have lived together as siblings. It is not clear what happened to the first two lions, but some suggest that they moved to another pride, or that Chaka and Timira founded their own pride themselves. This is a very vast topic due to the importance of this scrapped lion, but there's not a lot of information that we can work on, as Disney still hasn't released any official claim or statement. However, if you want, I will make a video about Chaka stories, who obviously we will have to call Tanabe, as it will be fanfiction. And what's your theory? You can tell me in the comments or in my Discord server. If your theory is good, it may appear in Tanabe's video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if so, leave a like. I always appreciate it. I'm Askari, and I wish you a good night.